Hey, what's going on, guys? Ben, aka Sauce here, and today I'm bringing you guys another video, and it's a little difficult to be upbeat and have a happy tone voice right now because the Falcons got their shit absolutely clapped by the Dolphins today. Final score 34-10. And I made a video about the Falcons last week after we lost to San Fran, and I talked about how we have a couple layup games the rest of the season to help us try to make a playoff push. And this was by far one of the easiest layups at home against the Dolphins, who have looked super bad on all three aspects. They walk into Atlanta. Tua throws for 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and we just look awful and horrible, and we lose very badly. I was pretty confident going into this game, even with Michael Penix out, Drake London out, even with Jalon Walker out. I thought we were going to still win this game just because the Dolphins have looked that bad. But my fear is that the Falcons organization also thought that, and they overlooked this game. And that's why we lost so bad. I think it just comes down to not being prepared. And that's all on Raheem Morris, our head coach. I don't think he should be with the team for very much longer. I've been one of the last Raheem Morris truthers these past couple of games at the end of last season against the Commanders, the missed clock management, and it's just been a lot. There's even been clock management earlier this season that he has not excelled at. But I think this is enough. I think he should be let go. I don't think it should be right now, but I think it should be at the end of the year. I think next season, if we don't have a major turnaround, he should be relieved of his duties. We still have Jeff Ulbrich, our defensive coordinator, who is still a good coordinator, I think, even though, of course, we let Tua score 34 points. I think it has to do with the offense just being stagnant. Bijan Robinson, 2.4 yards a carry on only 9 attempts. He did fumble and lose it. Kirk Cousins was not good. 17 of 27 for under 200 yards. No touchdowns, no picks. He was just there. Darnell Mooney, our wide receiver, too. I thought he was going to have a better game. He had 4 targets, 1 reception, 11 yards. But it was Kyle Pitts who had 9 receptions on 9 targets. He looked pretty good. And our second leader in target share was Kadero Hodge, which is kind of crazy. I wouldn't have expected that. And, he had 8 targets right below Kyle Pitts and only had 3 catches for 31 yards. And we just didn't look prepared to play at all. And that's about that. And our defense wasn't really good. Jesse Bates got injured, ankle injury towards the end of the game. And our only touchdown came in garbage time when we pulled everybody. We pulled Bijan, and Tyler Algier punched it in. And it's unfortunate. I mean, as a Falcons fan, it turns out to be second half of the year, you're like, hey, at least I guess we have first-round pick. We can hopefully lose these last few games, get a little boost in the draft order, and get somebody. But we don't have our first-round pick, which, again, I'm fine with the trade we made, moving back into the first round to get James Pierce, who has looked super good so far this year. But it's just unfortunate that we can't. I don't think we would tank even if we had our first round pick because, we're so win now. Arthur Blank's like, we got to get that ring before I die. But he's so bad, Arthur Blank. He needs to sell the team. He just doesn't know how to build a winning franchise, making the bad head coaching hires. I mean, rehiring Raheem Morris, who was our interim coach, and went 500 or worse than 500 with the Falcons as the interim head coach after we fired Dan Quinn. That's just very bad. And so first 5 minutes of this episode, this YouTube video, is just me shitting on us. But boom, 5 minutes have passed. Let's talk about any reason for optimism. So I'm going to go through the Falcons' schedule for the rest of the year here. So we're 3-4 at this point, and next week we go to New England to play the 6-2 Patriots. That's going to be a very tough game. Then we play in Berlin, Germany, against the Colts, who are 6-1. They're looking like the best team in the league. That's 2 tough games. And then we host the Panthers. We go to New Orleans, 1-6 Saints. We go to New York, 1-7 Jets. So that's 3 easy-ish games. I mean, 2 of them are divisional matchups, and you can't always just overlook that. And then we host the Seahawks, 5-2 Seahawks. That's going to be very tough. I think the Seahawks are a very good team. And then we go to Tampa Bay, another very good team we barely lost to week 1. We go to the Buccaneers, and then we go to Arizona to play the 2-5 Cardinals. I think that's going to be a tough-ish matchup, even with their record. I mean, I guess 2-5 is only 1 win less than the Falcons being 3-4. So that's not good. And then we host the Rams, who are another great team in the NFC, and then we host the Saints to finish it off. So if we win out, which we won't do, we'll be 12-4, which is still really, really good. It's probably not going to happen. If we lose 3 of these games, let's say lose to the Colts, the Seahawks, and the Rams, then we're going to be 10-7, which I don't know if we're making the wild card at 10-7. And then anything worse than that, obviously we're just shit out of luck. So the games we must win no matter what is the Saints twice, the Cardinals, the Panthers, the Jets. That's 5. We need to go 5 for 5 there. And then we play the Patriots, Colts, the Seahawks, Bucks, and the Rams. That's 5 hard games. So we have 5 easy-ish games, 5 hard games. And we need to win about 7 or 8, more close to 8 or 9 to have a comfortable slot in the playoffs. So we have to win all 5 of the easy games, and then we have to go at least 3-2, maybe 2-3 against the hard opponents. So, I mean, it's doable. Can this roster put it together? I don't know. We need, obviously, Penix will be back next week because he was game time decision. Drake London, same with him. He was game time decision. I'm sure he'll be back. The jury is still out on Jesse Bates. As I talk, I'm going to look up Jesse Bates and see if he is okay. But yeah, we go to New England, then we go to Germany to play the Colts these next 2 weeks. And that's really, really, really going to be the deciding factor of our season. I said as soon as this game ended, yeah, our season's over. It's done. But, of course, you have to try to stay optimistic, especially with our first-round pick not being there. I mean, you have to hope and pray for wins no matter what, because you can't be giving up a top 10 pick to the Rams. Yeah. Yeah, it's just saying ankle injury. I'm not seeing anywhere that says he is going to be done for the year or whatever. It looks like I'm looking at the play right now. He tries to tackle somebody, but somebody runs in between him and the offensive player and kind of blocks him, and he gets wrapped up. But it doesn't look too bad. So, yeah, I mean, that's about it. Get Penix back. At least, you know, the only reason for hope after getting blown out by the Dolphins at home is that we didn't have QB1 and wide receiver 1. And our running back had his by far worst game of the year, but I think that has to do with us being down the whole game and us having to play from behind. He had 3 catches for 27 yards, which is okay. But, again, Patriots, Colts, Seahawks, Buccaneers, Rams have to win 2 of those 5. If you win 2 of those 5, you have to win all 5 of Saints twice, Panthers, Jets, and Cardinals. And then we'd be at 10-7, and we can maybe make the playoffs. We have wins over the Vikings and the Commanders for tiebreakers. And, yeah, we would basically lose the wild card spot to anybody who has a better record than us, and like the 49ers who beat us head-to-head. And, yeah, so that's about that. Also, the Seahawks, if we lose to them and they also end up being 10-7, then we'd lose the head-to-head to them in the playoff wild card seeding. So that's about that. This is 11-minute episode, YouTube video, whatever. If you made it this far, at least give me a like, please. Please, please. You could subscribe too. That would be even better. But thank you guys for listening to this 11-minute video of me talking about the Falcons and giving you, hopefully, just a little bit of optimism the rest of the year. I'm not saying we're going to make the playoffs. I think it's less likely than it is more so likely that we will make the playoffs. But all we can do is hope. Hope that Raheem Morris gets fired. I also, this game was going to be so perfect because Kirk Cousins was going to ball out against the shit-ass Dolphins, and the Vikings were going to trade for Kirk Cousins, give away 5 first-round picks for him. Not actually, but, you know, we're going to get his money off the books. We're going to get some draft capital from that. But obviously that's not going to happen after his performance today. We lose Tyler Algier and Kyle Pitts in free agency this offseason. I don't think we're going to bring either of them back. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.